Marvel, dude, that game looks whack, right? Oh, man, that game looks awful.
Thank you.
Hey, Crescent NC and Vaporware, thanks for the resubs. Are we doing Chris? I think I kind of want to do Chris. Since he's in Marvel, let's do the Meathead Chris. Since Marvel is such a hot topic, let's do it. Invisible Zombies Meathead Chris playthrough on hard.
Northwest Raccoon City, where we are searching for
Yeah, Marvel looks kind of junky, but
disappeared during
you know, there's the argument that people are saying, well, it's early and the gameplay looks great, right? And I'm thinking to myself,
outlandish reports of families being attacked by a group of about 10
come on, man, are you fucking kidding me? The gameplay doesn't look great. It just looks like gameplay, right? I mean, what do you mean it looks great? It looks like gameplay. What's great about it? It just looks like fucking what I would expect it to look like, minimum. Right? At minimum. What do you mean the gameplay looks great? What's so great about the gameplay? I don't know. Don't ask me. Someone thinks it looks great. It doesn't look great to me. It looks whack. It looks like a cell phone game. I watched it again. And then that Buzz Lightyear guy with the... He even has the button. You know that button that you push on Buzz Lightyear's chest? He has that button. What does it do?
It turned into a nightmare.
Toy Story versus Capcom. Yeah, right?
Thank you.
Mr. Nichols. Thanks for the subscription. Play on, amigo. I appreciate it. Good shit. Yeah, it doesn't look good. But it doesn't mean it's not gonna be good. But... the reason I brought up that whole thing is, you know, I hate it how people are letting companies that are supposed to be pros at this get away with that shit. You know, if the game isn't ready to show, or if it's not, if it's in an early stage or whatever, then it shouldn't have been shown. I mean, you don't show a game when it's not ready to show. And if it's early and it needs time, then it's not time. Why are you showing it to people? You know? Shit fucking, it drives me nuts.
I mean, what are you doing, my friend?
Oh my god. Yeah, the game doesn't look good. On the topic of Marvel, I don't know. I mean, dude, you know, Malice said it earlier. He said, they've been making fighting games for 30 years. You know? He's not kidding. They've been making fighting games for 30 years. You know, how when you say the gameplay looks good, I mean, it's like, dude, we're talking, these guys are like the fucking Leonardo da Vinci's of fighting games. They invented fighting games and they've been inventing them. You know, this is the same feeling I had. Remember when Street Fighter V came out and rage quitting was a big issue online? Like, there was no penalty for rage quitting in Street Fighter V. And I was thinking to myself, like, damn, the title of the game is Street Fighter V, and they didn't think about this, like, the first problem you ever think about when it comes to, like, okay, I'm making a competitive game online. First thing that you should think of is cheating, right? Cheating, ding, 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 it's competitive and online. Cheating. They didn't think about cheating until, like, the last day where they were like, uh-oh, wait a minute. What's going to happen if Wolf Crone tells his MILF to unplug this shit? I don't know. We'll deal with it after season 2.5 comes out. Whatever. You know, this is what the kind of thing I'm talking about. These companies, they've been doing this shit for 30 years. How are they getting away with not, like, overlooking these things? You know? How are you getting away with overlooking this? I mean, the idea of releasing gameplay footage before it's ready or showing a game before it looks polished is not, like, acceptable, you know? It just isn't. I don't know, to me. Not after 30 years of making fighting games. Maybe if you were new, maybe if it was like a Kickstarter or some shit, but Chimon. I think Marvel Infinite is gonna be fine though in the end, because there's such a huge like support for it. Everyone wants it, you know, and people love Marvel. So it's gonna be fine, I think. It's gonna be a good game. I just think that, like, you know, we really gotta get on Capcom's fucking ass so they don't fuck it up. Ooh, that's awesome. Looks good. I don't know, I feel like it's like, you know, after they really blew it with Street Fighter V so hard, They're so hard, right? So it's like, after that, it's kind of like they can't get away with that again. I don't know. Let's get the map. Toy Story vs. Capcom Left Behind Edition. Yeah, I don't know. I think, so I always felt like Marvel vs. Capcom 3's art design was not that cool, right? I felt like it was too cartoony. And it went even more cartoony. Like, when I look at Marvel vs. Capcom 2, right? When I look at Marvel 2, and I look at the sprites for, like, Cable, you know, Magneto, I look at Wolverine, you know, these sprites for these characters, and I imagine, okay, if they're gonna try and turn this type of design into not sprites, but like a 3D rendered character, you know, I wouldn't expect it to be very cartoony. It doesn't look that cartoony. It looks kind of like, you know, I don't know how to put it, other than it doesn't look like it's that cartoony as Marvel 3. But now Infinite looks like it's even gotten more towards like the Pixar style of, how am I supposed to get past this guy? This is gonna suck. This is gonna suck. So there's a guy right here. This sucks. There's a guy right there. What the hell do you want me to do? This is gonna suck ass. Okay, be cool. Unlikely.
Thank you.
Keep in mind, I don't play with cheater controls. This would be way easier with cheater controls. Where is this motherfucker? The low stab has the longest range. Ah! Oh, he's behind me! Fuck! Oh! Ah! Fuck! I gotta take a break. Fuck! That scared the shit out of me. What else is the big news? Where is all the Tekken 7 news? That's what I want. Who gives a shit about fucking Buzz Lightyear, right? Where's the Tekken 7 news? New Tekken talk on Monday. It might show new stuff. I hope so. I was gonna go to that, but I can't make it.
Okay then, I'll try the door on the other side.
I really hope they show a character that's really cool too. I mean, Eliza could be cool, but it's not, definitely not leaving me hype, right? I mean, an old classic would be really cool. The coolest thing I've seen for Tekken 7 since December is the classic costumes. Have you seen those? Like King with the suspenders and the tie, and Jin with his Tekken 4 getup. I think that those are the coolest things I've seen from Tekken 7. Hopefully Lei, yeah, Lei or Julia would be nice. Any returning character that's not in, I'd be hype about. Of course I want Wang, but I don't think that Wang would ever make it in. He's such an unpopular character. But I mean, you know, if they don't put Julia in, I think they should put Wang in. They have to put one of those two, in my opinion, because there are no bow and arrow style characters in the game as of this moment. Like there are no characters in the game that have a full crouch bow and arrow. Like you know, it's been in that strategy and concept has been in Tekken since Tekken 1 and shit. So that someone has to have a bow and arrow. It's just a matter of someone having it, I hope. Lei. Man, it's crazy because, you know, it seems like they're using character popularity as their method of choosing characters that are going to be in the game. It seems that way to me, right? And it makes sense when they say when people ask about a character and they're not gonna put him in, they usually say it's unpopular.
Left 69 into McDonald's drive-through, maybe.
What do you mean bow and arrow? Wang uses his hands and doesn't shoot arrows. Oh. First of all, hemp mind, don't talk to me. Second of all, bow and arrow is the name of a move. It's full crouch, down forward, 4-3. And it's a 2-hit move. The first hit's low, second hit's mid. Wang's doesn't wall splat, but Julia's does. And it's a style of move where you crouch in the opponent's face and they are threatened by this really dangerous knockdown low, and because of that, they duck. So then you can mix them up with a standing, mid. So it's kind of like Law's slide, except it's not from a crouch dash, it's from full crouch, and it's different than Law's slide because it's more useful at the wall than it is anywhere else. It's useful everywhere else, but it's exceptionally useful at the wall because, it's going to give you guaranteed shit. So I hope a character has that. Because, that's one of the things I used to really love about Yoshimitsu. But Yoshimitsu lost his full crouch sweep mix-up. So he doesn't get a knockdown off of the low. So then if you want a full crouch mix-up like that, you have to go with the character like I'm saying, that has a bow and arrow. I miss Tekken. Big time. I miss Tekken, and I really miss, doing the motions. I think that's what I miss the most about it. Like, moving around, backdashing, breaking throws, and it's been such a long time, since I've given a shit about it. So it's kind of weird, but I do miss it. I'm looking forward to playing it again. It's gonna be fun as long as everything is well done. Like, if they have all the modes worked out and it has a good practice mode and a good online mode, then Tekken 7 is gonna be a lot of fun. How about before Tekken 7 comes out, we have some old school Tekken sesh? I mean, I've considered that many times, but it's like, whatever. I just care about Tekken 7. The old shit's old. And there's no online. I would play it. If there was a way for me to play like Tekken 6 online with a good connection, I would. Or Tekken 5 DR, or even Tekken Tag 1. But, that doesn't easily exist. And if it does exist, it's through some kind of bootlegged emulation, which I'm not all about. If it were on the Dolphin, that'd be a different story. But, I mean, whatever. We only a month away. We waited like 4 years for this game to come out. I'll just wait one more month. Hey, Exobyte. Did that make a noise? I didn't hear it. Thanks, Exobyte. I appreciate that. Tekken 4 is the only Tekken I like to go back to. It was its own game. You're 100% right about that. Tekken 4 is the only game in the franchise that doesn't share like exactly the same legacy skills. Because throw breaking in Tekken 4 was not exactly the same. There was a universal position change, and that changed the throw break system in a lot of ways. So you didn't necessarily need to look at the arms. You more had to be spatially aware of the risks and be prepared to just frame break a left throw. So that's different, but the most notably different thing is the movement. There's no Korean backdash in that game. So because there's no Korean backdash, the legacy movement doesn't really apply. Like, some people can really overwhelm you in Tekken with like superior movement, but you can't use that skill in Tekken 4. I gotta take a piss. What's up, Salted Water? Jackie Tran, best T4 player or Bronson? I think there's no question about it that the best T4 player ever was Tom Hilfiger, and I don't think anyone would argue, even if you asked, like, any Korean, anyone. During Tom's prime, he went to Korea and destroyed everybody. I mean, nobody could stop Tom Hilfiger. And I wouldn't give him credit if it weren't well-deserved. Tom Hilfiger's... Ah! I thought he was dead! 3 binds! Fuck. It's alright. Okay. Man, Tekken 7 is going to be weird when that game comes out. Do you think the PC version will have a small-ass player base? Hell no. That's such a weird thing that a lot of people think. A small-ass player base? I doubt it. Because you guys are all thinking, like, in this way where we're still playing on the same consoles and the same people, like, the same fucking, you know, Tekken, legacy Tekken fans. You think these people still kept up to date with consoles just for Tekken 7? Hell no. They're all PC players. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but it feels to me like it's going to have just... If the game is good on PC, then it's going to have a good player base on PC. There's no reason why it shouldn't, as long as the game is good. You know? I don't see any reason why it shouldn't. No crossplay, that's fine. I don't see any problem with that. I mean, it would be better if we had it, sure, but it doesn't mean that... Like, it 100% depends on... whether or not... I think PC is going to be way better than Xbox One in terms of player base, right? PC is going to be 1,000 times better than Xbox One. That shit's going to be a joke. Xbox One? I mean, who the fuck even has one of those? Right? I have one. There's no way I'm ever going to get an Xbox One version of the game. What's the point? I got mine for free. Street Fighter 4 PC was better than the consoles, and the console versions always had a bigger player base. Well, I do think that PS4 will have a bigger player base, but I don't think that the difference will be so bad that PC players are going to be butthurt, as long as the game is good. That's really key. If the game works well, you can get matches, it runs the way it's supposed to, then it should be no issue regardless of PC or PS4. I think PC is going to be fine. People have been waiting for this shit forever, you know? Tekken on PC is something that people have been talking about forever.